I basically licked the door handles of this one on the first look, just so I could do the first drive. Let's get into it. This is the Toyota GR Corolla. Toyota's put their money where their mouth is with the GR Corolla and then done us a solid by offering it here in the US. The GR Corolla gets powered by the G16E 1.6-liter, 3-cylinder, single-scroll turbocharged engine that makes 300 horsepower and cranks out 273 pound-feet of torque. That may not sound like a lot, but take into consideration the curb weight of this car. This thing weighs in at about 3,300 pounds. The GR Corolla gets built at a dedicated factory in Motomachi, Japan. For those who don't know, GR stands for Gazoo Racing. It is a racing performance division of Toyota. There are 3 different versions of the GR Corolla available: the Core, Circuit Edition, which is only available in the launch year, and the newly announced Morizo Edition. There will only be 200 of those slated for US production. But let's talk about the normal one first. The Core grade is basically the base model. It gets a back rear spoiler, fender flares, and cloth sports seats. The Circuit Edition gets those wide fenders plus a hood bulge and carbon fiber roof, suede-trimmed sport seats, and red accents, and a Morizo shift knob. All GR Corollas get Toyota's new audio Multimedia 8-inch touchscreen that supports wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, and over-the-air update capability. You can talk to your car saying, "Hey Toyota," and give it commands to change temperature or find you a gas station. It's the same system that's on the new Tundra and it works great. Toyota's Safety Sense 2.0 comes standard too. Yes, safety equipment is paramount. The GR Corolla gets equipped with the GR4 all-wheel drive system. The thing that's really cool about that is the driver actually gets to decide where the torque is split. You can either split it 60-40 for regular daily driving, you can go 50-50 for track driving, or you can set it up 30-70 if you're driving on a twistier road. The Circuit Edition gets a Torsen limited slip differential for better cornering. You can upgrade the Core Edition to get this too, otherwise you've got 4-wheel drive open diffs standard. You can also get the cold weather package on the Core trim for heated seats and steering wheel. It gets a jet piston cooling system and large diameter exhaust valves to help maximize performance. Also, the turbo is built into the exhaust manifold to help reduce weight. It also gets high pressure fuel injectors. But, okay, what does that mean when you're driving the thing? I'm at the Utah Motorsports Complex, just about 30 miles outside Salt Lake City. Let's see what this little sucker can do. First thing I want to say, this acceleration, like this little thing feels super quick. You get max torque coming in at 3,000 RPM to 5,500 RPM. I'm doing turns here, keeping most of them in 3rd gear, and I really, I mean, this thing absolutely rips. The throttle feels responsive and the turbo spools up quickly, so you don't notice a ton of lag. 3 cylinders and 300 horses feels like a lot out here. The GR Corolla gets an intelligent manual transmission, and that means that you can get an automatic rev matching system on there. You don't have to use it. I'm using it just because there's like one too many things to think about, but the gearbox feels great. The shifts are pretty smooth. The throws are pretty short. Everything you want in something that you're going to take onto a track. If we're splitting hairs, I'm still of the mind that the gearbox on the Mazda MX-5 Miata is the best you can get on an affordable sports car. But I like how this gearing is set up on the GR Corolla. It's a bit of a Goldilocks scenario. Not too long, but not too short, especially for normal driving. When it comes to grip, I feel pretty nailed down in here. Right now I have the torque setting at 50-50. It's really well balanced for a track. I mean, the nannies are off, but you feel pretty stable and really secure. You throw that thing then into 30-70 and you definitely feel a little bit more play. Super fun, certainly around turns. That's probably going to be your drift mode if you are intending to go there, which in this thing, you absolutely should. In that 30-70 split, you do come up against some understeer if you're trying to get a little sideways, but for an all-wheel drive car, you can have a blast. With that all-wheel drive system, setting the power up the way you want it feels like a total game changer. When it comes to the suspension, you get a McPherson front setup and double wishbone in the rear. It feels well tuned. You know, on a smooth track, it's tough to judge, but I'm plenty comfortable, not too harsh in sport mode. I'll have to save more judgment for when I get into more normal driving conditions. When it comes to brakes, I'm feeling pretty taken care of. I've got 14-inch rotors in the front and 11-inch rotors in the rear. I'm not feeling a whole ton of brake fade either, and there have been a lot of people in this car. Maybe a little bit of a smell, but I feel taken care of. One other note, I really like how the gauge is set up so you can see which mode and gear you're in, and the turbo pressure and tach. Everything you want in one spot. The GR Corolla is going to get a ton of comparisons to the Honda Civic Type R, which gets a little bit more horsepower and torque with a 4-cylinder engine. It's a bit lighter, but it's front-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. Gosh, it's going to make for a really fun comparison. Overall, the story with the GR Corolla is that adjustable all-wheel drive system as far as I'm concerned. It's awesome. It's what makes the GR Corolla stand out, and it's impressive. I think that's going to win over a lot of folks looking for a fun hot hatch because it makes it so customizable for the type of driving you're doing. Man, what I would not do to get this thing on a little bit of dirt and rally it. Instead, we're just gonna have to take it on the road. Couple things that I'm noticing driving it on the road in what I would consider daily driving conditions. I've got the 60/40 torque split. First thing I'm going to say, these seats are really comfortable. So they've got some extra bolstering on the sides. It's really a nice place to kind of rest my elbows, especially when I'm sort of resting in between shifts. I'm really super comfortable in here. I am also going to say that that translates to the suspension. When it's just in normal mode, like this is a very pleasant place to be. Feels comfortable, nothing that's jarring or feels like super tracky and firm. So that feels really nice too. Visibility isn't super stellar because the seat pillar is a bit thick, but again, you've got safety features to help you stay out of trouble. Okay, so they've given us a little bit of like kind of twisty, turny little autocross here. I can't really go too fast, but it really does give me a chance to kind of see how the steering feels. I mean, it's not lightning quick, but it's very precise. I like how it feels in my hands. Overall, I mean, I really think if I had to drive this every day, I could be very happy. For a first crack at this car, after having spent about an hour in it, my verdict, I want one. Even in this short time, it feels like a complete package. I can't wait to get more seat time and maybe even do a comparison with the forthcoming Civic Type R. What do you say, Micah? If you want to buy a Corolla GR, here's what you'll spend. The base core starts at $35,900. The Circuit Edition is $42,900, and if you're one of the lucky ones, the special Morizo Edition goes for closer to $50,000. That Morizo Edition ratchets up the sport performance and gets more torque, deletes the rear seats, and it gets wider Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires for max grip, as well as an even stiffer chassis and monotube shocks. So I get a little bit of a bonus lap in the Morizo Edition with more torque, shorter gearing, and about 100 pounds less weight. Man, this car is one of the most fun things I've driven in a while. If you're cross shopping, take a look at the Honda Civic Si and Type R, the Volkswagen GTI and R, and the Hyundai Veloster N. If you've got an older version of one of those fun machines on wheels and you want to get it serviced instead of buying new, you can head to the link here at kbb.com to see how much you should be really spending on repairs. The GR Corolla Core delivers starting in November. Both the Morizo and Circuit Edition show up at dealerships in the spring of next year. Super fun to drive on the track, super fun to drive just as a daily. A manual transmission, great driving dynamics, really good tech inside, pretty great standard features. God, you guys, another hot hatch. That is awesome. Okay, Toyota GR Corolla. Yes.